This week's Black Sea grain news for the 20th of March 2025, starting with Russia and why farmers there appear to be more upbeat about the condition of their winter crops. In December, the Russian Ministry of Agriculture said 63% of winter crops were in good or satisfactory condition. That figure would usually be in the 90s, so 63% set off some alarm bells. Since then, Russia's Minister of Agriculture, Oksana Lut, said that the condition of winter crops has improved significantly, with 87% now good or satisfactory. Elsewhere, and anecdotal reports also suggest winter crops are in better shape than previously thought. We now think the initial low condition score was because the dry autumn delayed germination and slowed emergence. This was then misinterpreted as crops in poor condition. We know from experience that as long as the seed has started to germinate before winter, it can still produce a good yield if ongoing conditions allow.
However, Russia's winter wheat cropping area is short of moisture. As of March 15th, we looked at precipitation in Russia's principal winter wheat growing regions. Every oblast we looked at is running below the long-term precipitation by an average of 24%, and weather forecasts don't show much rain soon. Undoubtedly, this will hold back winter crop yields and has implications for the soon-to-be-sown spring crops, which we'll post more about later. Russia's cropping area is made up of several distinct regions: the hot and dry south, the cooler central region, the volatile Volga, Siberia, and beyond. If one region underperforms, it's possible that other areas can still do well, thereby mitigating losses. Although there are currently some dry wheat growing areas such as Belgorod, Rostov, Volgograd, other areas such as Krasnodar and Stavropol, and to a lesser extent Penza, Samara and Voronezh, are not too far off average precipitation. A couple of decent rain events would make all the difference. And many spring wheat areas look promising, with precipitation running at or very close to average.
Ukraine now, and spring sowing is officially underway. As of March 13th, Ukrainian farmers had sown 83,000 hectares, including 45,000 hectares of barley and 13,000 hectares of wheat. The Ministry of Agriculture says the overall plan is for more than 5.7 million hectares of spring cereals and legumes, which will be the same as in 2024. Spring wheat is forecast to be nearly 223,000 hectares, an increase of 28% from last year, which will bring the combined winter and spring planted area to 5.2 million hectares. Last year, Ukraine farmers harvested an estimated 4.9 million hectares of wheat. Before Russia invaded, Ukraine would harvest around 7 million.
Ukraine's southern oblast, Mykolaiv, reports that 90% of winter crops successfully endured the winter, and 10% are in poor condition, which is about what you would expect. At the same time, growing season rainfall is running at the long-term average, so the yield potential looks promising. Furthermore, due to land being cleared of mines, farmers aim to cultivate an additional 100,000 hectares compared to the previous year.
Belarusian farmers have planted 44,000 hectares of early spring grain and leguminous crops, which is reported to be 7% of the plan. They have also applied fertilizer to 61% of winter grains and 67% of winter rapeseed.
Kazakhstan's national railway company said that between September and March, 7.7 million tons of grain were transported, including 6.1 million tons for export, an increase in export volumes of nearly 53%. Key grain export destinations included Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, the Kyrgyz Republic, Iran, and Azerbaijan. In 2024, total grain transported for export reached 8.1 million tons. Deputy Minister of Agriculture Yerbol Tashurekov said that over the past 5 years, the volume of exports of agricultural products has increased by 51%, reaching $5.1 billion.
That's all for now. You've been listening to the latest Black Sea grain news brought to you by Green Square Agro Consulting. Visit blackseacropforecast.com to find out more.